Welcome to the new PKSOI Peace and Stability Journal. I'm Colonel Dan Pinnell, the Director of PKSOI. First, let me take a few minutes to update you on the last 3 months and briefly introduce the new journal. In April, Lieutenant Colonel Jürgen Prantner participated in the first NATO Children in Armed Conflict conference titled Translating Experience into Exercises and Training. Lieutenant Colonel Prantner gathered significant insights from our NATO partners and briefed them on developments in U.S. doctrine concerning the protection of civilians. In May, Lieutenant Colonel Anna Haberzettel supported the USARAF Central Accord 2015 exercise in Gabon, where she provided academic instruction to UN troop contributing countries on the law of armed conflict, UN headquarters and staff procedures, and UN planning processes. Professor Karen Finkenbinder participated in a bilateral technical meeting with the People's Liberation Army Peacekeeping Training Center. Their discussion focused on the identification of areas of mutual interest to PKSOI and the Peace Training Center, and the development of a way ahead for the two centers to share information and enhance the effectiveness of UN peacekeeping operations. Perhaps most importantly, in May, PKSOI's annual summer intern surge arrived. PKSOI is proud and thankful to mentor 28 students from 7 universities. You'll see the fruits of their work in almost every effort that PKSOI undertakes, and it'll be reflected in the pages of this and future PKSOI journals. In June, Dave Mazinski, our Lessons Learned analyst, and the man behind our Solemns website Ask Dave button, participated at the International Lessons Learned Conference in Tartu, Estonia, both gathering and sharing critical stability and PSO lessons and material. At the same time, our Japanese exchange officer, Lieutenant Colonel Narihisa Urakami, continued our engagement with the Ethiopian International Peacekeeping Training Center in Addis Ababa with his attendance at one of their newest peacekeeping courses. Our rule of law subject matter expert, Professor Karen Finkenbinder, provided ongoing support to the U.S. Army Pacific by serving as a police advisor for Exercise Conquest in Mongolia, a multilateral integrated peacekeeping training mission. Lastly, in June, Lieutenant Colonel Jürgen Prantner participated at the first regional rollout of the United Nations Military Unit Manuals in Germany. 14 European peace training centers and organizations were briefed by UNDPKO on the UN Military Manuals Project and the way ahead to implement the training at various peacekeeping training centers. This edition of the journal is dedicated as a special edition to our 2015 Peace and Stability Operations Training and Education Workshop. As I mentioned in the last journal, the overall workshop theme was Preparing Leaders to Thrive in a Complex World. I promised interesting articles and insights, and we've certainly generated those from this conference. The goals of the workshop were to provide a forum that addresses the equities of the community of practice and its activities, to foster collaboration between the joint professional military education and academic communities, to link community efforts and to inform and support senior leaders, to monitor progress, and to provide feedback on the recommendations over the next year. Each of the 7 working groups presented their results in different articles. In the upcoming months, PKSOI has already scheduled 2 important events. First, PKSOI will participate at the International Association of Peace Training Centers in Brazil in the last week of September, and I'm looking forward to meeting some of you there. The second area concerns the Association of the United States Army's Torchbearer on Stability Operations. In 2006, almost 10 years ago, AUSA published a Torchbearer magazine titled The U.S. Army's Role in Stability Operations. It provided an analysis of why stabilizing, securing, transitioning, and reconstructing weak, failing, and failed states were vital to U.S. security interests, and how both U.S. military and civilian activities are critical to stability operations. Further, it discussed what specific resources the Army and others require to engage successfully in stability operations. Now, nearly 10 years on, it is time to review. On 17 September of 2015, PKSOI and the Association of the United States Army will chair a panel discussion on the achievements made over the last decade and the demands for future operations. Thank you very much for your attention. We hope you enjoy the journal and let us know what you think as always. Please don't hesitate to send your emails with comments in order to help us improve our Peace and Stability Operations Journal. Thank you.